the bag worker out of apartment 5B.
You're now tuned into the Apartment 5B podcast, where we chop it up about hip-hop, R&B, sports, love and life. Hosted by Kill.
What's good? You tune in Apartment 5B, hosted by your man, Kill. As always, I got my squad with me in effect today. As always, ladies first. Porsche, what's going on, miss?
How's it going, Kill?
Hey, how's Canada? Y'all got a chip now.
I don't want to talk about this whole entire Raptor situation. It's a gong show here.
No, grand opening.
Everything is We the North. Everything. Like, they have We the North lattes. They have We the North blend. We the North. Everything. Everywhere is We the North.
Yeah, but you know, in the United States we have We the Best, so
yeah.
be glad.
There you go.
No doubt. Gadget, what's going on, good brother?
What's up, man? Happy to be here. I missed a couple weeks. I'm back.
Hey, man, I know you was out there traveling, so hey, I'm just glad you're back. My brother Vague from Brooklyn, what's good, brother?
Chilling, man. Doing what we do, man.
All right, no doubt. Vern from the ATL, what's good?
What's up, good people? Glad to be here.
Gal G's out here doing the Yahoo NBA Draft pregame show. What's going on, good brother?
Good, man. Blessed as always. Thanks for having me.
No doubt. Y'all know me. Let's get right into it. Yo, tonight we're gonna be talking about hip hop fashion. I felt like fashion and hip hop they go together hand in hand. Have anything that I ever rocked probably came from a video or came from something. So we're gonna be talking about like what was the first bar, the first verse, or the first song that kind of put you on the fashion with hip hop. We're gonna be chopping it up about what people was rocking during their middle school years, and the ages are gonna be crazy. So I need to know that some people, my college years are gonna be some people middle school years. So we're gonna be moving and shaking like that, and then we're gonna talk about your top 5 brands. Yao G's, I know you got to bounce early, so yo, let's get started with you. What was the first hip hop line that kind of put you on the fashion and said, yo, I heard this, so let me go buy and cop this?
So, for me, it wasn't a bar. Honestly, I keep it a buck. So when I was young, I grew up in my mom's very Christian. My dad wasn't really into even Christianity, or he was just like, there being dad. My mom was really Christian, but she like kind of forbade hip hop music in the crib. But I got these 2 uncles who are like probably like 11, 12 years older than me. And they lived in Brooklyn, in Flatbush, Brooklyn. And we always used to go visit them. And I remember when I was like 6, my uncle came through with these like red Pumas, these red and white Pumas. And I was just like in a trance, like, wow, I never seen those before. But then my first memory of really like wanting something. So whenever I would go there, they had like 2 uncles, both had like jackets and, Carhartt jackets and all that. And Tim's lined up. And my uncle came in the crib with the 8-ball jacket. I had never seen it before on TV, and I was just like, what is that? So I would say, like, I'm not sure what the first line was. I couldn't tell you what the first line was that got me into it, but it was like that era around the 8-ball jacket, cross colors. That was just like, okay, I gotta see what's going on. And that was eventually getting me into hip hop. Like I remember I started watching MTV Raps around that time. I was a young boy, so it was like Rex and Effects, Onyx was on, shit, that era of artists was like my first like real entry into like fashion. But I really didn't know. But when I saw the 8-ball jacket, was like, I whatever that is, I want that. You know what I mean? So, but
God damn, I'm old.
Yeah. I had a family by that time.
Yo, Bird. So what you got, Bird? What was your first hip hop line that got you into the fashion?
For me, I would say the same. Lottie Dottie. Threw on the ballet boots and the fly. Everything Slick Rick was talking. And then looking at my Gucci's about that time. That's pretty much the first thing that had me looking at fashion from a different perspective.
All right, no doubt. Veg, what about you in Brooklyn?
For me, it's similar to what Yao said. like I think for me it wasn't a line initially because and I gotta say this because I feel like a lot of the fashion comes from the hood anyway. Rappers just catch on and talk about it. But that's kind of where I was getting my fashion from people around me, because everything was hip hop. But I will say, like, if we're talking about like a line from a hip hop record or artist that puts you on to a particular fashion, I gotta say, Grand Poobah was Hilfiger, because I did not know what the hell he was talking about when he kept saying it, and I was just like, what the, just everything kept saying Hilfiger, Tommy Hilfiger, and this is before, Tommy Hilfiger even realized that he was being promoted by somebody like that. So that was the first time I was put on. But as far as fashion in general, I was much older than what's happening. But when I was younger, fashion in general was just coming from, people around me, just with Bally's. My cousin Will, he loved Bally's. I didn't even know what the hell they were. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that kind of put me on.
All right, no doubt. Porsche, Vancouver. I'm dying.
Yeah, well, I wasn't in Vancouver at that time. I was in the prairies of Canada, so even further away from hip hop and all of that. So for me, hip hop fashion didn't, like, this is kind of generic, but the first kind of anything to do with hip hop that I knew that integrated fashion was Run DMC and Adidas. Like, that's what, it was like, oh, Adidas is old school. It's an old school brand. Everyone, all like the older people were wearing it, like our parents and my parents' friends and all that kind of stuff at picnics and stuff. And then my brother was like, Adidas, that's what Run DMC talks about. And I'm like, oh, so that was the first kind of introduction to any brand linked with hip hop that I had, but there was not really any hip hop that I can recall at that time that I would link fashion with hip hop, except for Run DMC and LL Cool J as well. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Gage, what about you up in Philly?
So I grew up poor, so I looked up to like the hustlers and everybody who could afford Adidas and Adidas sweatsuits. I really didn't get into my own sense of fashion until I started working at 14. And I would say it wasn't a lyric, but when I first saw Mr. Big Stuff, when they had the Coca-Cola shirt.
Yes, sir. Okay, you might. Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I went to the store immediately with my first check.
Yeah.
And got a Coca-Cola shirt.
Yeah, man.
And some sweatpants.
Yeah, man.
But before I started making my own money, my parents were buying my clothes and they were buying me like Stadias and like it was crazy.
Stadia, man.
Google Stadia, right?
Yo, that's why my Joan game is so strong right now. Cause
it had to be, bro. Cause you had to get them off you.
Yeah. I had whale tails on my sneakers.
I had a pair too, man. I'm triggered with you, bro.
Yo, that's funny. That's funny. I'm just like Vern. Mine was Lottie Dottie. I want to say Lottie Dottie dropped maybe in 85 or whatever. You know what I mean? And the same line, that Bally shoes and the fly green socks. It was just like, okay, like, and just like everybody else, I didn't even know what Rick was talking about. You know what I mean? Like Bally's or whatever. And then just like Porsche said, Run DMC. Because like, I guess I really did the whole fell in love with hip hop. I think 10 is that age when most people do it. So it was like 10 for me, it was 84. Running them just dropped their first album. The shell toe Adidas was definitely it. You know what I mean? I remember I used to try to wear my uncle's leather jacket because they had the leather jacket on in the videos and everything like that. But that Lottie Dottie line for me was the first thing that really made me be like, oh, okay, what's he talking about or whatever. And then just like Vern again, Schoolie D being from Philly, like looking at my Gucci's about that time. You know what I mean? So as a young kid, you gotta remember, I'm stupid. I'm assuming he's talking about a watch because he's saying the time, but then knowing the Gucci sneakers. And Gad, you may remember in Philly, it was huge to have a pair of Gucci sneakers. You had to go to AC to cop them. You know what I mean? Now, again, I'm like you, Gad. I ain't have no AC money, like in the 8th grade to go to no cop Gucci joints. But that was like, I'm just like you. I looked at the hustlers and the other people who had it, but I could never rock that stuff. So, tell me this. I'm sorry, Gad, you was about to say something?
So I left Philly after 6th grade. So a lot of my influential fashion came from DC. It was a bunch of New Balance, a lot of Nautica, British Knights.
BK, yeah, we had them.
Yeah.
That's what everybody was rocking here.
You was rocking them high tube socks too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all and Morgan from like 92 on, like that's how you can tell a DC nigga or a PG nigga, because y'all always had on New Balance or had them socks, them high tube socks, man.
With Tim's on.
Yeah, with
and shorts.
Right. So now that's how we differentiate. All right, yeah. Tell me this: in middle school, give me the years, and what were you rocking in middle school? Then what were you rocking in high school and in college?
Wow. Okay. Middle school. So middle school was between 1992 and 1995. Middle school.
We old as shit, man. I'm in college.
Vern was like I sold my first house.
Vern sold the first house for me.
And for me, that's 25 years. So I'm just sitting here like, Dad, that's what. But y'all like, we was grown adults at that
time. I'm and shit. You in middle school, but so what was you rocking, bro?
Cross colors. I never had a Carhartt, but I always envy people that had the Carhartt. Then I was like, I went to like Mecca. I had Mecca jeans. Carcanai. How could I forget Carcanai? My bad. I had the Carcanai black, all black with the gold trim. Say, man, hey, that was a look. You know what I mean?
I know.
That was a look. You know what I mean? And then I probably say like 8th grade is when I started getting to like, right 8th grade into high school is when I got to like Tommy, Polo, Gap. Say what y'all want. I'm still at the Gap right now.
I love the Gap, bro.
Jeans clean. They fall correct over every sneaker.
No, they don't, bro. No, they don't. Fuck the Gap. I've been looking for
really the Gap.
No, bro. This is a whole nother conversation, bro. Since I've lost 22 pounds, I needed some new jeans. I'm like, well, I don't want to be.
Kill. What it is with you, Kill. You got to go down. You have to start going down to the slender jeans, though. It's time. You got to.
Bro, I'm telling you, I found a pair. I put it out on Twitter. Niggas put me onto the Levi's. I found some Levi's 5.
It's a 541 Levi's athletic fit that fall correct most times. And if you a nigga like me, pause. I got hips and junk in the trunk. You know what I mean? Like.
I'm writing that down. Levi's 541.
541. So it's a little room. You know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all are old school, so y'all don't really fuck with the same jean era. Like,
exactly.
I get that. So
I'm telling you, the 502s. I tried the 545s. I have a lot of phones, and it's hard to find stuff to fall right on phones.
Okay, I completely agree with that. Foams are a tough sneaker to find jeans for.
Right.
But I feel you. So that's more like I always thought like bootcut jeans worked with foams the best. I think. But people don't really rock bootcut jeans anymore. So it's like
right.
But, back to high school. You know what I'm saying? Then it was like all of like the black brands like Averex, Azure. You know what I mean? That was high school. Like. Basically like Mecca, Averex, Polo. I was heavy in that's when I first fell in love with Polo. There was nothing you could tell me about Polo after that. You know what I mean? Like I was in Tommy, Lacoste was one. I was in the real Polo brands, like Polo shirt brands. When I got to college, it was like Moschine. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! You guys got me coming up with these names. Moschine, Jesus, what I was thinking. Azure. State Prop, Rockaware. I mean, that was like, that was my college era. So Rockaware is probably my favorite brand, only because I really, I fuck with Jay. So
So you rocked everything that was a Source ad.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely. But the good. I literally just had a conversation with my homies the other day because that's why I was so shocked when you sent me the topic, Kill, because we just had a discussion in my crib about like all the like bad off-brand labels in Source, like Lot 29 or Pure Players.
Did you write Iceberg?
Oh, I couldn't afford Iceberg. You know what I will say? I was going to bring this up later, but Jay had a line on Reservoir Dogs where he says Iceberg sweats with IB on the elastics, and it was like, whoa! Everybody was going out to go find them shits, and they never exist. You know what I mean? That's like it have niggas. Like niggas were in stores asking niggas for like, yo, yeah, I got the Iceberg sweats with the IB on the elastics, and niggas would look at them like, no, like what are you talking about? Like that's not a thing. It's never. I don't even know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? So Jay had us, thinking everything was the shit, but when you're young and impressionable, that type of stuff happens. But yeah, that's my little run through.
All right, Vern, you my age, so I think ours is gonna be similar.
Yeah.
Well, I'll come to you at the end.
Yeah, so
Dang, what you got?
Shit. Well, first of all, I'm gonna say junior high because you know what I'm saying. That's what it was when I was there. None of that middle school shit.
Oh,
At least in Brooklyn.
I'm with you, babe. No, and Gary too, bro.
But yeah, but that was probably like 92, I think, 91 maybe when I started there. Around that time, like I was kind of into a couple of things. So it was like Carl Kanai and Cross Color and Guess. It's probably Guess more than anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And in high school, it was a lot of Hilfiger, it was some Polo, some other brands, I can't remember really, to be honest. And in college, like probably my freshman year, because like, look, people who know me, like people who know me know I don't really have one way of dressing. You know what I'm saying? I kind of dress all kinds of ways. So like in high school, especially later in high school, I was dressing like a pretty boy all the time. You know what I'm saying? Seashells and shit, all kinds of shit like that. Whether with the taco meat showing partially, you know what I'm saying? But then when I got to Morgan, like that first year, I was Army fatigue, like every war camouflage you could think of, I had it. Just real rough dressing with that, so it wasn't really a brand per se. Some Polo, a lot of athletic wear also, like Nike and stuff like that. That's what she was asking though, right? Like really, like what were you wearing in school?
What you rocking? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and in general, I try to always, and this is me, period. I always try to, I pick things that I like that maybe a lot of people like, but also a lot of times I go for things that, just look good, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe it's not what people know. Generally, people don't know it's this brand or that brand. And, seem to be, they always think it's some expensive shit because of what it's matched up with. But yeah, man, just a lot of those different brands and shit. Like, I don't know if y'all remember, like, and this is probably middle school, Damage. That was like, there was Cross Colors and then there was Damage. You know what I'm saying? Where your shit was kind of ripped a little bit. So yeah, man, rocked all them joints. And look, let me say this. This ain't middle school. It's like the 80s, especially since there's some older brothers here. But I know in New York, Lee's used to be really big.
Oh, hell yeah.
Lee's.
You gonna hear a lot about Lee's when they come to me, bro. So yeah.
Lee on my leg and a Lee on my
now,
feet.
Were they snatching Lee patches and shit like that with y'all?
Nah, we wasn't snatching no Lee patches. We wasn't snatching.
Yeah, well, nigga, in New York, niggas was just ripping the shit right off your jeans. Why? I don't know.
New York is a weird place. I'm gonna bring one more thing about New York. Weird. Book bags were also a part of fashion, right?
Oh hell yeah!
Niggas was getting beat up for the strings on their JanSports in New York.
Yeah.
It's funny you bring up book bags because I was just reading an article with Black Moon and Buck was saying that they they were the ones who started the book bag in hip hop fashion thing from the Who Got the Props video. And like, we're the ones who started that. And to be honest with you, I really won't hold you. I didn't care about a book bag, but by the time I got to Morgan 92, JanSport, you had to have a JanSport. Like, that was just, that's it.
Well, look, I'll say this to that point of, and it's ironic because it's two points I want to make real quick about the JanSport thing. For one, the niggas lying, because again, that's what in Brooklyn at least we all had JanSports. They just put it in a video. That's the difference. Right. Also, with the whole damn, what was my other point? With the whole JanSport thing and damn, I can't remember what the fuck the other point was gonna be. What was that?
The strings?
Yeah. Like really, like, you know, it was in the videos and shit like that, and they put it on and they popularized it. But the other thing is they also tried to shun that image because that's where the book bag rapper thing came
backpack
from. The moniker book bag. Yeah, the whole JanSport shit, which they popularized that shit. But then they tried to shun it later, and then nobody fucked with boot camp. So that's it.
Yeah, yep, true indeed. Porsche, what you got?
So I don't know the years, and I'm 23 forever, so I'm not.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't know the years, so we're just gonna go through the brands.
What were y'all wearing in the 70s?
So here's the thing, like Canada, I feel like, and I don't know if this is true, but I just personally, my experience has been that I feel like Canada just gets everything a little late, especially the parts of Canada that I'm in. Maybe Toronto's different because it's in such close proximity to New York, but the parts that I'm in, I feel like it was just delayed on getting anything. So I remember back when I can remember, it was Tommy Hilfiger mostly, and I would attribute that mostly to Aaliyah. Because as soon as Aaliyah came out with the look, like her look was tight tops and these baggier sort of track pants. So we were all wearing like Champion tearaways and you know, like whatever Aaliyah was wearing, like she was just the girl to, you know, kind of copy at the time. And then also Fat Farm, Baby Fat was huge here. I don't know how it was in the States, but Fat Farm, I remember, like, if something didn't look good on the Baby Fat side, like, we would go get, like, a men's size 6 shoe, and then it would fit us, or, like, a men's size 5 if they had it, or whatever. So there was a lot of that. And I like 555 sole, too. I wore that at some point throughout my schooling. And, yeah, I mean, the 555 sole was, I don't know why that was popular. It was at my favorite store, and that'll come up later on in the show when we talk about our favorite brands. But my favorite store carried 555 sole, and I saw 555 sole, I think, in like a Vibe magazine, and I was like, oh, this is the brand. So of course I go and, you know, cop whatever 555 sole stuff there was.
Let me ask you, did you rock Academics too? Did y'all rock Academics around that time?
No.
Yeah. Oh, forgot about that.
That was another one. That was in that same era. I feel like 555. So I didn't have any 555. So, but I definitely had some.
And then I remember apple bottom jeans came out because of the whole Nelly craze, and then every girl in the world was wearing these jeans, and so everyone just rushed. There was one store in this mall here in Vancouver that had it, and so they were always sold out of apple bottom jeans. They couldn't carry enough of them. So those ones, and those were dope jeans. Honestly, they just fit really well. Like, I just forget who, you know, endorsed it and who it was, you know, linked to. They were just really good jeans. So those were like the brands really, but I would say Tommy Hilfiger, Champion tearaway track pants, Adidas shoes, and then the Tommy Hilfiger backpacks too, with the big logo and the navy blue. I don't know if you guys had that. I had one. I had like 2. So yeah, that's what I was wearing throughout school.
All right, no doubt. What about you, bro?
Can I say something about Champions? Hey man, to all y'all youngers out here, y'all are getting scammed.
Yeah,
I remember
for
when
real.
Champion used to be at Payless.
Yeah.
Now y'all paying
Champion.
Y'all paying 90.
I literally like 2-3 years ago saw champion sneakers for like $15, and now like they got
I pay like
a high fashion line. That shit kind of vexed me. I'm gonna lie, I was a little upset about that. Are y'all?
Hey,
I
their marketing
cannot
department is a
believe the
genius.
prices. I can't
A
believe
genius,
the
bro.
prices people
They scamming.
Genius.
pay. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is wild.
Wild. I was champion? Nah. Listen, champion used to be at Marshall's for $10.
Like champion track pants were actually so affordable that you would have like every color, every color in the tearaways, every color in the non-tearaways, and your parents were like, "Yeah, I'll buy you those. They're good.
Jimmy,
they're like very affordable."
I was 123. Jimmy Jazz 3 years ago had champion sweats on sale for like $25. I bought 4. Like, yo, give me all right now. Like, no problem. Like, now y'all are high fashion. I'm not going. It's not happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Gage, what about you, bro? What you got?
So high school for me was 80 to 84.
Middle school, man. Middle school.
Oh,
Go back.
middle school was 80 to 84.
Junior high.
I was wearing Stadias. I don't know if y'all remember yet. JC Penney had Fox. They didn't have Polo, or they had they had the Fox shirt.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Dog. Hey, but they was rocking them here. They was rocking.
We was
Fox,
rocking them in Gary too.
socks. DC niggas
Yes,
rocking
sir.
Fox Argyle socks, Fox shirts. So I blended right in, with my JC Penney shit. But I was wearing sweatshirt. I bought what my parents bought me. So, which was sweatshirts, whatever came from JC Penney, whatever came from Morton's. I had a pair of AJs. Well, AJs might have been high school. That might have been 84. Yeah. So 84, I started working. I had AJs. I had British Knights. I had, however you pronounce this, Elise.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you my man.
Yeah,
my
I had
man.
at least-
Yeah, I got that on my list. Yeah,
Come back too, actually.
that's another one that's
Yeah.
knocking them on their head.
Tigers were real big back then.
A6.
Yeah, A6. I just wore what I saw, other people wearing, and until I developed my own style, aka watching music videos.
There you go.
So I really wanted the Rob Bass It Takes Two video, the nigga with the
green
suede
night
fila joint.
Oh, yeah, the night joint. Yeah. The velour.
I still want that.
Yeah, the velour suit. I knew exactly. As soon as you said it takes two, nigga, I already know where you going with that.
Oh my god, nigga!
Yeah, hold on. Real quick.
I wanted that so bad.
Hold up, babe. What's up, man?
All right, so I just want to add 2 things just so they're said on the podcast. One, even though I didn't have these in college for some reason, which was around 90, anywhere between 95 and like maybe 99, Parasucos were big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the jeans with the stripe down the side and shit like that. And the other thing, you know what? Fuck it. Say what you say. I'm not gonna go there.
All right.
Go ahead.
Again, so that was high school, middle school.
Yeah.
All right. Burn, what you got? You my age, so I'm hoping we
Yeah.
stuff.
So middle school was like 83 to 85, 84, somewhere in that time frame. Now, mind you, everything about the name, I had none of it because parents weren't buying that stuff. So, Converse weapons, the magic joints with Bird and all them.
Had a pair.
Me too.
Black and white, Larry Bird Jones. I had them joints.
Levi's button fly 501 jeans with the matching jacket. I did have, like, we used to rock. You'll notice something about what I'm gonna name in each era. For some reason, I was in Gary and College Park, the hoodest places in the world, but everybody wanted to be preppy. So we wanted to dress like whatever Willis was wearing on different strokes.
I never wanted to dress like that nigga.
that was big. Middle school, what else? Button down with polos. Nike SB, them Georgetown Nike Dunks. We wanted those.
Mhm.
Wanted those. So high school, first year, my gear was whack, but brother got a job. So Bugle Boy,
Yep.
Genera.
Mm.
Again, everybody like in college parties, some of the hoodest gangster killers was preps. They had a crew called the Stray Cat Preps. Tree Torn, Deodora, Elise,
I got pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Fila. I'm copping a bunch of Tree Torn and Deodora this summer. British Knights. Shoot, we was rocking wear suits with patent leather shoes. I know killers that wore riding boots, man. I mean, just clean. Polka dot shirts, with, rayon. Coca-Cola shirts, Swatch. I had a couple Swatch watches. Benetton bags, man. We used to go to Lenox Mall and buy Benetton.
Yes.
Benetton bags. We would put nothing in them but like newspaper and plastic so that they could just fluff out just right. Let me see, starter jackets, Sebagos, and you might remember this gadge. They were like orange low-cut Tim. They weren't boots. They were Timberlands though. They were like orange and they had like a white sole. If I could find them, I'm buying them.
Shit.
So that's high school. We holding off on college kill, or we doing college kill?
No. Bang out college.
All right. So college kind of stopped caring about style so much. We kind of went on some hippie type junk. So we was wearing Chucks, Ankhs, black medallions. Did have some Huarache, some cross color, some Jabot, Tommy, and hoodies. That would be my college gift.
Hey, Vern, I have a question. Did Outkast ever have an influence on the way people dressed out in Atlanta? Like a direct influence? Like, did you see, Andre looked like this, or they were wearing like these, really loud colors or loud patterns, and then people would rock that?
Some of the younger cats, but pretty much hood niggas ain't, they rock with the music, but that Andre was weird. That's what they said.
It's just the reason I asked that is because I feel like people from Atlanta love Outkast, everything about Outkast, but then there was no real direct influence like that. Like there was in, for example, New York, with New York rappers directly influencing the people, like the residents or like the, fans or whatever. So that's why I asked.
No, I get it. Nah. They wasn't going out there like that with 3 stacks.
Hey, I forgot to mention, I did own a Todd One sweatsuit.
See, bro? We about to go right there. For me, junior high was 84 to 88. Two-tone leaves was the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Two-tone leaves. You had the black leaves, and then that like around the butt, it was gray. Or it just color. Right at the top. Y'all know, if y'all don't know, please Google two-tone leaves. Y'all see what I meant. That meant a lot. You could have leaves, but if you had the two-tone leaves, you was on a whole nother level with the two-tone leads. The shell toe Adidas with no shoestrings in them. My mom struggled. She raised me by herself, jazz musician, music teacher. So I didn't really like to ask her for a lot. But she would always try to at least keep me fly. The suede Pumas. You know what I mean? Now in Philly, we used to call vague. I don't know what they called them in New York, but the thick laces, we called them New Yorkers. You know what I mean? So I know that y'all didn't call them that in Philly.
Definitely didn't call them them.
Exactly, but like I was out in Indiana a couple of years ago and came across these on sale for $10, the suede high top joints, and just copped them. And then the ill part about it is they came with laces too. You know what I mean? So it was like, now back in the day, you didn't do this. You had to buy these thick laces separately. Yeah. You didn't get them, wasn't no 2-for-1 deal. You know what I mean? So this is the influence hip hop had, where you cop something and now they come with that. Same thing, Gadget, Todd One sweatsuits, the TI sweatsuits, you know what I mean? Those were huge in Philly. Adidas sweatsuits, again, going back to Run DMC, the all black with the 3 white stripes or the red or whatever. In Lacoste Sportif, Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince used to endorse Lacoste Sportif for French line, had a rooster on the side of the sneaker. It looked crazy, but I rocked it.
That was big down here too.
Oh, all right. And here's the funny part, Gaz. You talk about your people with JCPenney. My grandfather's wife worked at JCPenney. So the only thing my father would buy was JCPenney's. It's to the point I literally just brought something from JCPenney's yesterday. The Levi's. I went to JC. I would not go to JC Penney's for years. I wouldn't even walk through the fucking store.
Me either.
Like a punishment. Because that was it. It's like, we're going to go see your grandfather. It's like, that means we going fucking shopping again. Because you just want to get Rose a discount. That's what you want. You want a discount. It's not nothing else but to save you money and make me look like a poop bud. It all comes back to a discount. If my grandfather's wife didn't work there, maybe I'd be somewhere else. But it was J.C. Penney's forever. High school, Sergio Tacchini sweatsuits. Those were huge in Philadelphia. We had these glasses, Alpinas. If y'all look at Cool C, The Glamorous Life, any Steady B, Cool C video, they had the Alpina glasses. We had Porsche glasses that were huge. Jabot jeans. My man Champ put me on. We go to Filene's basement and try to get the Jabot jean shorts for cheap. Gap, like I was saying, Gap was huge. Feli's was dope. We had a lot of Reeboks. Now, the one thing that we didn't have in Philly, we had imitation, but in New York, they had the Shirt Kings. And these would do the graph.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This airbrush. The airbrush joint.
Yep.
That's
we did that.
Basically what Milk and Gez had on, the Shirt Kings did that. So, we had cats in Philly who would do joints like that, who would have the, would do you as a cartoon, had them on the jeans. I want to say BBD had, Biv had them on in the Do Me video. He had the, the overall jumper with like him in graffiti on it. Used jeans. When Veg was talking about Damage in Philly.
Oh, yeah, used, yeah.
We had the used jeans with all the rips in them. And then, of course, going to college, I got to college and I was running with all these cats from Brooklyn, and that started my love affair with Polo. Like, that just started it. All these cats. I had this cat that I ran with. His name was Polo, and he was from the Bronx, and that's all that nigga wore. I mean, it was literally like, I'm like, nigga, who are you rich? Like, this dude would literally battle other people. Like, we'll see who can rock, who can go the longest without repeating nothing. Like, so that was Polo. Same thing, Pooh-Bah with Hilfiger. As soon as I heard that Hilfiger on the top, it was a wrap. Hockey jerseys, like in the I Got You Open video, like Buckshot had the Penguin joint on, hockey jerseys, I was rocking those. Just like Vegas, anything camouflage, anything. When niggas couldn't pay for studio time, I'd be like, nigga, take your ass down to the fucking Army Navy store and boost me. Seriously, niggas would come to my crib with just coats, like, here, Kill, we stole these.
Man, Kill.
Like, nigga, we gonna find a way to make it happen. So Tim's, I didn't start rocking Tim's until, I don't know, Gadget, you was in DC by then. Tim's weren't really big in Philly. I got into Tim's again from a lot of New York niggas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So of course, the suede joints and the chuckers, the low top chuckers was huge. The beef and broccolis,
DC, the Super Tims.
Oh yeah. Well, because those are like the 40 below.
40 belows.
Yeah, the 40 below.
See, it's funny how New York and DC have two different languages,
but
like
very similar in fashion, though.
Yes.
DC, very similar. I always said there are the three. And let me not go off tangent, but three cities that are really big into sneakers. Like I always felt were New York, LA, and DC. I always felt like DC and New York were just a little like ahead of the game when it came to sneakers. You know what I mean? So, and fashion as it is too. Like, I used to have some like T-shirts that came out in like the early like the 90s. I can't think what they Madness T-shirts. Them shits were huge.
Yes.
It was slouch socks. It was the New Balance, and everybody the foams. My cousin got stories about him first getting the foams in DC, and like people trying to run down on him when he first got them. You know what I mean? Like the fashion culture in DC was huge. So I always say New York and DC are very similar.
No, when my man came down here, I want to say maybe late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, yo, I want to go to the store and get some Uptowns. I was like, some what? I was like, what the fuck are Uptowns? Then we go to the store. Oh, these?
Yeah. And when they first got re-released, they were only released in New York and DC. The very first, I think I want to say like Air Force Ones got re-released in like 97. The first time they ever got released was in New York.
How did they get the name Uptowns?
Because of Harlem, Paid in Full. Everybody in Harlem it was just a Harlem sneaker. Like even people in Yonkers. So they they call them uptowns, but Yonkers is a little further north of Harlem.
Yeah.
Yonkers, they call them Harlems.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Harlem is so conceited. God damn.
It is. It is. If you look down the line of just Harlem rap, just from like Tom Memorial, they've always been like the flyers. Harlem's always been the flag. They always had to be fly. Like if you just look at like Dipset, always kind of set the bar. Even Jim Jones now, like Yeah.
I always thought it was Queens was the borough that.
Nas is a different level of swag. Let's call it what it is. Like it didn't matter. Like whatever he put on, he just looked like it belonged on him. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say the whole borough Nas. LL had his run, but I just feel like overall as a borough, from what I've seen and what I experienced, I feel like Harlem is a very fashionable, and very flat part of New York City.
LL started that shit with the sweatpants leg, one pulled up.
Yeah.
Niggas was rocking that for 2 years.
It was definitely a thing. The bucket hat.
I forgot Troop. That's another thing I used to rock.
Yeah.
And then I heard they was like owned by the KKK.
But which one?
Troop. The LL used to rock.
Like if you go back to LL in like 87, 88, Google LL Cool J 1988 you'll see him in some Troop shit. Like everybody after Run and them did that, then everybody started trying to jump on things. So Stetson Sonic was with Troop. LL was with Troop. Jazzy Jeff had Lecoq Sportif. Of course, Run and them had it. So that's how it was. And for the rest of me in college, bubble coats was huge. First Down used to be the shit. Was the
like Bear?
Yeah, like Bear.
Okay.
Bear bubble coats, the First Down bubble coats. Like Porsche said, I used to love 555 Soul. I'm shocked you said that, Porsche, because a lot of people don't talk about 555 Soul.
I know. It was in the advertisements were in the source and vibe. So people who were I would say
so it's official.
Well, no, I
you
just
gotta understand
like
if you in Vancouver, if you in the prairies of Canada.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
the only exposure we had to hip hop was a Vibe magazine or a Source magazine, and like that was coming. Like we were like, oh, this is coming from like New York. Like this is the mecca of hip hop. Like this is it. Whatever's in here is it. And 555 Soul was there, and my favorite store carried it. So I was like, hell yes, I'm buying this, right? So.
And you know what? I believe you because in 89, I was stationed in North Dakota, and we would go to Canada, and we would literally tell the girls there that we were Guy and BBD, and they would believe us. Damn. I feel so guilty about the chicks that I smashed because they thought I was Aaron Hall. Yo. I threw on some EKs, you could never tell the difference. Canada was so behind. I don't even think they had video box.
I still feel like Canada's very behind. Still to this day, Canada's just very behind.
Yo, when you could go to another country and tell people you Guy and BBD,
yes,
and just win. You could probably just be.
No, they didn't have BET. They didn't have BET. All they had was Right On magazine.
Yeah, we didn't have BET. When I tell people, like, I was glued to the TV when BET came out. We got it free for like 60 days or 90 days. I would not let anyone change the channel from BET. I was like, this is gonna go away, and like I don't know what to do. So I was recording on VHS like hours and hours of tape so that I could rewatch BET when it went away. Man. Like it was the struggle, man. Like,
you know the thing, Porsche, and Veg, I'm gonna get to you, but you know the thing, Porsche, it's crazy because it's almost like I'm assuming it will probably be like that in the UK, and it's why I've always said other countries had more. Like, well, we took it for granted because it was every day. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like you said, you like, yo, this shit may end, so I'm videotaping, I'm documenting.
Oh, I would yeah, I mean, like Midnight Love, like whatever came on, whatever videos were on Midnight Love, whatever came on like Comedy Jam or whatever those people were wearing, it was like, what were they wearing? What were they doing? What were they saying? And go back and watch it and watch it and watch it.
I remember, I can't remember
Somewhere.
time when my cousins would come from London or would come from like Ghana and be chilling with us for like 3 or 4 weeks, and like they would have to like have the Source magazine. I would give them like all the Source magazines I would have to take with them. Like, oh, please, can we have these? We don't have these. Like, we need these. Like, they were desperate for whatever they can get their hands on for hip hop. It just wasn't as accessible as it was. And now, like, you know, you see it now, it's because of digital age. It's like it's regular for them now. You know what I mean? They know our slang. You know what I mean? They become. I remember they used to. They just want everything. Just would study movies just to sound like wanted to know the word. Like they would study and watch movies, like watch like Juice the whole day. You know what I mean? Like 5 times a day, just so they can learn the lingo. You know what I mean? So like,
do you remember when you could look at somebody?
Hold on something for a second, Veg. What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say that's like what Portia was saying is interesting because when I think, you know, it's easy for somebody like me who's clearly spoiled to be in Brooklyn, New York, and just have all this shit.
You know what, Vegas? You are spoiled. To be
no, but I'm saying this shit is the things that you're saying is regular shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To me, that's for you to not know what it's like to get BT all of a sudden and just be like, damn, you know, I want to absorb all of it. But
you know, I never thought that the Source would go away. I never thought Vibe would go away. I never predicted the decline and end of 555 Soul, of Apple Bottoms, of Fat Farm, of Baby Fat. If I could have known back then that these things were gonna fizzle away, I probably would have stockpiled that stuff. Like I probably would have like thrown tantrums for it because now, like you think back, like we don't have, like where has this element of hip hop gone? You know, like now, what does it become?
Well, hold tight. I'm sorry, babe. What were you gonna say?
It's on where it belongs, because when I think about how y'all was deprived, that means when y'all saw the worst clown like Jamie Foxx with his first down in the Source, I just would look at that shit like, this nigga look like a bum. But I didn't think about the fact that, oh well, yeah, I guess for someone else, everything in here is the Source. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas again in New York, you know, you always trying to get to the next thing. Like Yao said, with Harlem, they would try to be so ahead of everybody else in New York. If they had the right size foot, they would wear sneakers made for girls. And I'm not like if the Jordans came in a different color, but they were made for girls and you could wear them, they would wear them.
Like if they wore 11 and if they wore 11, they say you have to have 13 in girls. I know dudes that have done that, because for a girl, it's a thing. Don't get me wrong, it's probably a thing that's way more common now. But back then, I only knew Harlem dudes. I knew a dude that the first dude I ever knew from Harlem had the 4s. They just came out, Jordan 4s. He wore them to school, the white and the black one, on the left and the right foot. I was like, these niggas are just. I just never even thought to be like, nah, same type of sneaker, different stuff. I'm gonna just fuck y'all up real quick to let y'all know I got both whenever I want in the fashion today. You know what I mean? Like I was little nigga, Brandon Hines. I was like, damn.
Yo, now this is the funny thing, Porsche. I was telling you about the 555 Soul. I'm like you. I did the Fat Farm, P&B, Post No Bills.
Wow.
Echo, Academics, all that stuff.
Averex.
Yeah, I didn't do Averex because I was so hip hop. I took a pause from Low because I was like, I want to support these black businesses. You know, like Fat Farm. You know, I'm like, let me support Russell. Like these were all the hip hop brands. Now the reason I stopped rocking those hip hop brands is because them shits would go out of style like after every 2 to 3 years. Mm-hmm. So, and I didn't have money like that. Like I done stockpiled everything on Fat Farm, and now niggas like, oh that shit whack. I'm like, oh shit, damn, I got something. Yep. Like, you know what I mean? Academics is whack now. Kill like shit. I gotta start all over.
So let me tell you, what does Polo do to keep itself
brother.
It's
Not $90 shirts.
I don't know, but here's the thing that I do know. If you look at any pictures from any HBCU homecoming from 1992 to 2019, there are only two things that you will see the same in all of those pictures. Those are Polo and Jordans. Those are the only two things. The jeans may be baggier, the shirts may be baggier in the 90s, they may be tighter now, but I guarantee you, when you go to any HBCU homecoming, at least, let me speak for Morgan. You from Morgan, you are gonna see niggas rocking low and rocking Jordans. I don't know why low never got played out. I have no idea, but that's why I was like, let me invest my money back in the low, because at least I know I could be rocking this shirt 10 years from now.
I think one of the things is that they remain true to themselves and kind of stay not trying to get with the trend, except for now. I mean, for me, the horse look like you can ride it now on some of these shirts. You know?
like I don't rock the big horse like that. Like there is corny Polo. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
I'm not that nigga who's like, oh, anything with Polo. No, that big horse shit is whack.
Yeah,
No, I like the big horse.
Like I said, I just said for me, I can't rock the big horse. That's all. I didn't, no disrespect. I just can't do the big horse.
I felt attack right.
Nah, I don't want to attack. I don't want to attack. But I just personally can't do the big horse. It's just too goddamn big. Like the big is like from this stripe to this stripe. Like I just can't do it.
Wait, another brand I forgot to mention was Fubu. Fubu was huge here.
I knew.
I never rocked Fubu.
I don't know about like Fubu was huge here. Every dude had Fubu sweatshirts. And you saw Fubu everywhere.
Here's what I know.
The Fat Albert Fubu was tight.
That was I
remember. Then Iceberg had Fat Albert.
Fat Albert Iceberg. Yeah.
I don't remember no Fat Albert Fubu. Like
they had it on the back of the. I know a dude that wore one of those jackets to a job interview. I'm like, nigga, what is you doing?
all the other cities, like all the small like cities in New York, like Syracuse and Rochester, and if you go to Pittsburgh or probably like places like Gary, and they were rocking like South Pole and like you said, the real like I said, we just had a conversation about the brands you saw in the Source magazine that you would stay away from. Like South Pole was one of those. Like, no, just don't go over there. Don't go over there. None of that. Fubu was in that class in New York. Like Fubu, don't do that, bro. Like you can't be doing that. Like, but when you go to like, I don't know, places like Richmond. I remember I got off the bus in Richmond and everybody was rocking Fubu, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's supposed to be a thing down here. But I know that.
Well, here's the thing: is because when we saw it, I feel like, and I'm like speaking on behalf of the entire nation, which I shouldn't do, but I just feel like when people saw the ads in the Source and Vibe again, it was like, oh, that's definitely cool in New York, so let's go get Fubu, and then it was like a thing. So
in LL.
Yeah.
The most gangster thing he ever did was wear a Fubu hat on a Gap
in the Gap commercial.
Hey, that verse he wore, it was OD though.
Yeah.
I gotta bring that back up. It's probably on YouTube somewhere.
It is.
And the fact that not only did he say that, but he said for us, by us.
Yeah. So on the Lodo.
Yeah. On the Lodo. So he took
on the Lodo.
Took the Gap's money and then promoted his people.
Well, I mean, you can tell white boy advertisers don't pay attention. You got Missy on a Kit Kat commercial. You know, that ain't a Kit Kat commercial song.
But back to what you were saying too, Gadget, about Low, and one of my favorite books right here. The thing with me with Low is just the colors. Like the colors always stood out. Like so when I went to Oregon and I started seeing cats rocking like the cookie sweaters and just everything, like to me it was just the colors just that always stood out about Low. And you could tell now that they're starting. Now what I don't like is I don't like reissues. You know what I mean? That's
just leave them dead.
Yeah, I don't like reissues because now it doesn't mean like I remember Nas did the Time Is Nomadic, the movie premiere here in DC, and this one nigga had on a Snow Beach. This nigga shut down U Street in DC because he had on a Snow Beach joint like Ray had. And then they reissued them. Now everybody got Snow Beach. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things I never really was a fan of. But
I forgot one more thing. I forgot. Gadget, you remember them Adidas sweatshirts, about 89, 90. They had all like Olympic rings. They were real dope.
Yeah.
That was huge too. That was huge in Philly too. All right, Yao, give me your top 5 brands of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time. And then try to tell me, what are you rocking now? What do you rock? Your top 5 brands or however many you got. And then what are you rocking now?
Yeah, hold up. Yeah, before you go.
Yeah.
No one say G Unit tank tops.
We're not doing that.
those halter tops.
Oh man. You know what? Just log off the chat.
all time. Okay, number one with a bullet is Polo, and I might even put that in my 1, 2, 3. No bullshit. Because my wife, she be like, yo, this is all you want to go get. I'm like, it just looks nice all the time, and it's like, I fuck with Polo.
Here's the other thing about Polo to me, it's an investment. Here's the wildest part about Polo. You can make a used Polo shirt from 1992 and sell that shit for 2 G's right now.
Agreed.
Like, Polo is literally like buying sneakers to me. Those are investments. Like, you can always resell something. Like, so that's the other thing about Low. Like, cats is online buying used shit. Like, used. Niggas done wore this shit for the last 10 years. And niggas will pay $500 for that because they can't find it nowhere else. But
Like, I'll be scouring thrift stores for Polo.
Yeah. What else you got?
There was I'm just mentioning there was a brand that, so you guys know American Eagle. American Eagle had like an exclusive a high fashion line called Martin and Osa that eventually was defunct. I absolutely adore that line of clothes. Like I said, for me, it's more about because when, especially not particularly now, because maybe because I'm a little smaller, but back then, like it was tough for me to find nice clothes that fit correct. You know what I mean? Because I got some tall guy, broad shoulders. Not everything really looked right, but Martin Osa just had lines that kind of just like fit my body correctly. So I'm not making sure people were even really familiar with it, but Martin Osa. I was really big into Pele. In college, and I'll never like deny a Pele. You know what I mean? Ever in life. So I'll put that in my type brands. I'm gonna put Jordans in there too because it's Mike, man. I don't even like the nigga really, but the sneakers are just.
Fuck them kids.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, indeed. Fuck them kids. And I'm gonna say, man, I'm gonna say the Gap. I'm also gonna give an honorable mention to Prada, and this is I've only had a pair of Pradas, and I've had like a Prada jacket, but I just always loved Prada as a brand and as just like for fashion, like. Everything looks just really too clean. As far as a really high fashion line, I always bang with Prada. Never really could afford it, but Prada would be my top 5. So those are my 5.
All right, no doubt. Vern, what you got? Top 5 all time.
I don't know about all time. I'll just tell you what I'm rocking now. It kind of bleeds into all time. I find myself, outside of me, like nice tailored suit or a sport coat and that kind of thing, buying stuff that I couldn't get because my parents wouldn't buy it. So I got a bunch of old school Adidas, old school Puma, old school Nike, jackets and stuff like that. So that starter jackets, I'm buying that stuff now because I couldn't buy it then. Kohan, my favorite shoe, because I can rock all the way up to a Tux or down to they got all kind of brands. So those are my favorite stuff that I'm rocking right now.
Yo, not to mention your sock game is crazy, bro.
I appreciate you, bro. That's on purpose, man. It's I get deals from my socks, man. Believe it or not.
That's what's up, bro.
Because people know it.
No doubt. Vay, what you got, brother?
All right. Well, first of all, I want to say shout out Dapper Dan. Some of them 80s wears, came from him taking fashion and creating his own fashion out of it.
Ran into him a couple weeks ago, actually. That's mad funny in Harlem.
Right.
Yeah. It's crazy. And just for people, Dapper Dan, stuff like this. Mm-hmm. That's that for all the young folk. That was huge. You know what I mean? So yeah, no doubt.
This is like my top 5 mainly because I can't say I wear all of it now, but like when I had it or when I do have it, or as far as being brands I respect, obviously Polo, You know what I'm saying? Like y'all said, it just doesn't get old. Can't go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Going in the Polo section and finding something crazy. And I didn't mention this with the whole junior high school, middle school thing, but as far as coats, I probably will have a North Face for life. It is the warmest coat I've ever had. I had one when I was at Morgan. Before that, I had like a bear coat, right? And, you know, that was cool or whatever. But when I got a North Face, man, not only was, you know, it was a style thing, also a Brooklyn gang called Faceheads used to do that. But like I have one now, and it's just like one of the warmest coats ever. I know Portia's looking like, what, nigga, like up here? Nigga, that coat is whatever. Carl Kanai, because around the time when Carl Kanai came out, I was just so proud to finally get something where I was like, black people made this. You know what I'm saying? Not with FUBU, because I can't take the big ass FUBU over to your chest and shit. I couldn't do that. But when Carl Kanai came out, I felt like it was like a classy brand, people, and I really dug it. I dug ads and everything about it. Nikes, from the athletic wear to the various sneakers. There's usually the sneakers I look at first when I go to buy any kicks or whatever. And I really liked, I mean, I don't really buy them now, but in the beginning when he still owned it, I really liked Sean John, because it kind of reminded me a lot of what I liked about Carl Kanai. It didn't scream like hip hop clothes. It kind of blended the hip hop with, you know, the more casual style clothes, and you know, everything wasn't baggy and shit like that. And I had big gripes against big ass logos, like you said with the horse. I really don't like, not put big ass letters on your clothes. I'm not wearing them shit. And that's my top 5. But I also wanted to mention, because back in the hip hop days with the magazines, it was all throughout the magazines. Mecca, that was another one that was dope at, I guess, the 90s, late 90s or something like that.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Porsche, what you got for your top 5?
I think, like, in terms of hip hop, I would say I have to stay true to 555 Soul. I loved it. Tommy Hilfiger to some degree, only because of Aaliyah again. She rocked it. She rocked it well. Adidas for sure. Yeah, I would say I don't really have 5. I'll just put out those 3. And then the ones that I rock now, over the years, I became less wanting to be loud about brands, kind of like Vegas. So I gravitate towards brands that don't, like, nobody knows that they're brands or don't care about the brand and things like that. So I wear primarily like a store called Aritzia. I know there's a location in New York, or a couple locations in New York, but it's a Vancouver-based company. Lululemon as well is a Vancouver-based company, and those are for all things athletic. And then I do Nordstrom. Nordstrom is my, like, Disneyland. So every single brand that Nordstrom carries in a couple of the departments is what I wear for jeans, like Seven, Citizens, things like that.
No doubt.
Hey, Kill 7 is a very comfortable jean, man. 7 for all mankind.
I mean, I've heard the same. Unfortunately, you know, I can't, you know, not able. Feel me?
Yeah, I had the these, Kill.
Okay.
These are my faves right here, bro.
Okay. All right, I see the Ewans. All right, Gaz, what you got, brother?
All right, so my number 1 is gonna trip a lot of people out. New Era. Like, I'll buy a hat first and then go buy the shirt to match the hat.
Yeah, New Era. Trust me, you know me, bro. It's definitely on my list. New Era is definitely there.
New Era, Tommy, Polo. I'll still buy a Nautica shirt if the color is right. And you know, my stuff, the stuff that I make.
Right. Yeah, shout out your line, bro. Give them the website and everything.
The Dirty Avenue Clothing. I got the pink cookies in a plastic bag, t-shirt on.
All right, what's the website for that?
What is it?
DirtyAvenueClothing.com.
All right.
DirtyAvenueClothing.com.
Dirty Avenue Clothing. Cool.
All right, now for me, y'all already know number one is Low. Like Low, the worst thing anybody could have done in their life is to put a Polo outlet on my way to work. Like, literally pass it going to work and pass it coming home. And there's so many times when I'll get the text 40% off. You know, God forbid, I went to Polo Outlet the other day, and my man Jamal Gasol, we just dropped the album No Joy Without Pain 3, is actually doing really good. It's like on Bandcamp, top 10 hip hop albums of May. I walked in the outlet, and the guy was like, yo, good shit on that Bandcamp thing. And I was just like, okay, like, all right. And then later on, I'm leaving. He was like, yo, I follow you on IG or whatever. You know, I like what you're doing. I was like, yo, good looking. He was like, yo, if you ever need anything here, like, that's the last.
He should have never said that.
I'm like, brother, are you trying to ruin my marriage? Are you trying to take my daughter if I ever need anything? Really? Like,
Hey, Kill. What you gonna say? No.
exactly. What am I gonna do? No. And one of the things I love about Low is just the different people. See, I get deep into this because you got the cookies, you know, and most people I know who are like low heads, they got their different styles. You got the scribble. There's so many, you got the P-wing. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, it's like, and my favorite thing is the bear. Like that's my thing. If there's a Polo bear, I'm copping it. It doesn't matter what. Like Vegas said, Nikes, Jordans, everything. Here's the thing. I like old school sneakers. Like these are some old school Pro Cats. Like this is this is before Dame brought Pro Cats. These are not the Rockaware. These are the old school Pro Cats. Here's a funny story. I'm rocking a pair of these, and my left foot starts to feel kind of light. Yo, the whole sole disappeared. Like the whole sole literally just disintegrated. It didn't fall off. Like I'm looking like it literally disintegrated.
Hey, that happened to my wife in here with a pair of Timbs that she was holding on to for years. They were like 4 years old. She hadn't worn them in 2 years. She put them on. She's walking. She just started crumbling as she's walking to the door. I'm like, yo.
She did the Zion with the Timbs.
But you don't understand. At least she was in the house. I'm at work. I'm in DC. I'm walking down the street. Uneven. I'm like, yo, why is uneven? And how did this soul but yeah, if I ever see anything like I saw these the other day in JCPenney. These were like $30. Like I'll cop a pair of that.
That's me, man.
One of my things, and I always try to find different things to keep my attention. Like with records, for a while I was getting bored. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just start looking for black exploitation soundtracks. Like that's gonna be my thing. Or with Low, I'm gonna get all, you know, the bear stuff. A while ago, Nike had out a line of Air Force Ones that were all based off of the black baseball teams, the Untold Truth. So like they like had a rack of these. So I got a lot of these, but these are like the New York Cubans. So you know the ill stitching and everything. The insides got the nice foam to it. The back got the New York Cubans on the back. So definitely Nike. Like Gadget said, fitteds. I mean, I don't know if there's. It's funny in the winter, in the summertime, I don't wear fitteds because it's too hot. I don't want to be sweating all day. And people like, damn, Kill, we ain't know you had a shape up, nigga. Like we've never seen you without a hat. Like. Damn. So, but yes, I actually do have hair. I have a shape up, but I just always rock a fit. So, Gadget, I'm with you on that. And then, you know, the last thing, probably foams. Foams I got into late. Like, you know, I probably didn't really start liking foams until probably about 2 or 3 years ago. But now I love them. Like now they're my favorite sneaker. And I'm like, yeah, I never liked Michael Jordan. I grew up a Bad Boys Pistons fan, but growing up, my moms couldn't afford them. I didn't want to bug her for it. So just like Vern said, I started buying them now because now I had the money to do it. So hip hop fashion, Gadget, give them everything, brothers.
Hold up. There was one element that I think people can just touch on if they want, like maybe one thing where, and you touched on it also. It's like with hip hop fashion is not just the brands. It was also how you rocked it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you hear Ghostface talking about the blue and cream Wallabies was huge at one point. So I think if people can remember off the top or whatever, that'd be a dope thing just to see like what they did that was different or unique with their fashion.
All right, Gadge, what about you? What would you say would be different about the way you rock something?
I would say I'm a lot more. I take more chances now. Like, you know, when I first came to DC is very gray, white, black. That's all they rock. No color at all. But I saw the new Ewings based off the CNN album. I was like, ooh. But I would get laughed out of DC if I wore those. I want to know.
Let me ask you a question, and it's like, what's everybody's problem with Patrick Ewing's? Let me ask y'all, honest opinion. Seriously.
I mean, I wouldn't rock it. I like them. I buy sneakers almost like how niggas buy art. You know what I mean? Like, I have sneakers like them Cubans I just showed you. I've never worn them. Like, I literally buy sneakers as art. I would buy a pair of Ewings because it represents, I thought it was a dope sneaker. I just never really liked high tops like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's just me personally, but I thought they were dope, but I just never really liked high tops like that.
I got a couple of homies who, because I haven't bought a pair, and it has nothing to do with, you know, me. I'm a Patrick Ewing fan, absolutely, no question about it. People are killing me for not having a pair of Patrick Ewing sneakers, and because they think that I think they're whack, and I'm like, it's not a whack sneaker. I'm just like, yo, I haven't, like, when I buy sneakers, I'll be like, yo, Jordans look way better than Ewings.
Yeah, they're not ponies.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Pumas, I love Pumas. I love Diodoras. I love, you know what I'm saying? Like, Pumas are not, I mean, you as much as, and I will eventually get a pair because, yes, he's one of my favorite players of all time, and I'm a Knicks fan, but, like, they be pressing me, like, yo, what kind of fan are you? I'm like, yo, y'all gotta cut it out.
Have y'all seen the War Report Ewings?
I heard they're dope. I haven't seen them, though.
They are super dope. Red, yellow, and camouflage. Based off the CNN album.
Album cover.
And this is Cormega, right? Like, Cormega has something to do with this, right?
No. We're not doing that, bro. We're not doing it.
No, I'm dead ass. I thought Cormega had a deal with Adidas or with the Ewing brand. I thought, but neither here nor there. All right, Porsche, what was something that you put a twist on, you know, if you did, with your fashion?
You know what? I didn't because I just thought that's the way to wear it. So I did. I know that, like, yeah, no, I didn't put twist on anything. Just wore it the way it was. All right. I'm boring.
You saw no, it makes sense. You saw the ad and you was like, that's it. That's it.
The uniform.
Yeah, that's
yep.
Like, that's it. There's nothing wrong with that because I totally get it. Like you said, you didn't have that to be around you. You know what I mean? And the thing that I kept hearing you say, this one store. You know what I mean? We're like, you're right.
It was literally 3 stores in the entirety of Vancouver and the Lower Mainland that carried anything to do with hip hop or anything that I saw in these magazines. So for me, like, I would show up with 555 Soul and at school, and people were like, what are you wearing? And I'm like, oh, and then I'd have, like, you know, I'd show them the Source magazine or whatever, Vibe or wherever I saw it, and they're like, oh, okay.
Yep. That's how Guy and BBD infiltrated Canada.
Like, no, it's
so, Gad, I'm glad you said that because this was my question for you. Whose idea was it? Like, was it yours or did somebody say, oh, it's that BBD? Who came up with this ingenious plan?
Oh, that was all of us. Like, I was Aaron Hall. One guy was Teddy Riley. The other dude was the other nigga on the album cover.
Damien.
No, not even Damien. Timmy Gatlin. Tim Gatlin, yeah. Nobody knew him, but he was still Timmy Gatlin. And then there was BBD. They had the overalls on. Dude, we was dressed to the T like these groups.
Yo.
Walked through the mall, chicks were screaming. We was in Regina, Canada.
Oh God, yeah, that's like kitty corner to where I grew up.
Regina.
Regina.
Oh, I thought that nigga said Regina.
Yeah, I did too. I thought he was on
for us, it might as well, man.
Pretty much a double entendre.
So honestly,
like, yo, we was in the Vagina, Canada.
Oh, nigga.
I'm about to Google that.
So I actually grew up like literally like 8 hours east of Regina. So that's where, yeah, like there was nothing, and people don't believe me when I say that, but there was seriously nothing.
There was nothing.
There was nothing. I didn't know hip hop brands existed in stores until I came to Vancouver. because I was like, these were just like fictitious things that happened in New York that we would never ever get a hold of at all. And then when Vancouver came around and people were like, oh, you like hip hop? You should go check out this store and that store and this store. And there was like Woo Wear and there was like all of these things. I was going bonkers. Like I was like, oh my God, what do I do? Like I couldn't contain myself. So yeah, there was literally 3 stores.
But that's the thing, and I think that's what Vague was speaking on about being spoiled, because I would go to the mall I worked at and if Foot Locker didn't have it, I go to Athlete's Foot. If Athlete's Foot didn't have it, then I hit the Ave. You know what I mean? So we had just a 10-block radius. I had 6 different sneaker stores. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we had Nikes, obviously, and I remember Jordans. Like, for some reason, I remember Jordans being super cheap, and no one had to wait in line, and there was no craziness about it. They were like $75, and they were like the best sneakers ever. And so you would just get them, and you would have them for like, I don't know why that things were just kind of weird. I guess listening to you guys, like, I'm just like, wow, you guys had all these brands. Like, we just saw them. We didn't ever have them, you know. So
hey Kill, you remember that song by Little Brother, Good Clothes? That was my high school at the mall.
I got my good clothes.
that whole song.
Vague, what were some of the ways that you would rock things different?
Well, first of all, you clean sneakers with a toothbrush. Gotta do that. You know, if you really want to keep them fresh. Things like, and I still do this, like, you know, I be feeling like an old head sometimes, but like I went to Miami and I had the all white cement Jordans with the like the blue bottom. I wore them shits there and I put them shits in the freezer until now. And when I say the freezer, for people who don't know, that means the closet. That means I'm not wearing them again until it's warm outside. Right. But that was kind of like hip hop shit. Like you had, like, you probably do the same shit with your low. You know what I'm saying? You have certain joints where you like, this is for special occasions. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
This is when I want to make impression. Right. But yeah, like and like to Portia's point and the whole spoil thing, I think the thing with New York, especially in like the 80s and the 90s in fashion, because it was an abundance of it and a lot of it was coming, just from the streets, everybody was trying to one up. So what was in the magazines, what was in the videos was already old to us. Like when Jay-Z says shit like, I made the Yankee hat more famous than the Yankee or whatever, I mean, we had already been wearing assortments of colors of Yankee hats before he even said that line. But that's kind of how New York is. We always trying to get to the next trend of what we should be wearing. And there was a time early in hip hop that's similar to what Portia was saying in New York, where a lot of these companies didn't make fashion for hip hop. So the clothes weren't baggy. So what happened? We sag our pants. You know what I'm saying? We wear Levi's, but we sag them because they were too tight. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff that we did as far as style reinforced what some of these companies would make over time. But yeah, I got all kinds of shit I do. Like my son going to the prom tomorrow. I'm looking at his outfit like, hold up before you go.
Right. It's funny you say that, Veg, because to me that's hip hop. You know what I mean? That's it's like, these turntables wasn't made to be getting scratched on, and this drum machine wasn't made to do this, and like you said, like these pants too tight, so or just like the Pumas I showed you. You couldn't get a pair of thick laces when you brought Pumas. That was a whole that was a separate. That's what I mean by, like, at this point now, it's like, oh, we know. Something that's been like almost hip hop gentrified when you buy a pair of sneakers and the thick laces are already in there for you. Like, no, that was part of the game. Vern, what about you out in ATL? What was you rocking to
all right, so what we did, like I told you, we were on some prep stuff. So me and my boy Derek, we would go to the Gap and get like the plaid baggy pants, like a tennis sweater. But we would get, me and him, we the only 2 people I know that did this. Nike had some golf shoes with like a tassel. They had soft bottoms, so they weren't spikes. But we would wear golf shoes with the plaid pants. We was like prepped to death with a Benetton bag, man, looking like some doggone country club dudes from College Park or whatever. And now my sock game, man. This dude at work said he wanted to challenge me to a battle. I'm like, bro, you don't want this, man. I mean, and he was strong for about 3 or 4 days. I'm like, dude, I got stuff in my arsenal that I ain't even pulled out yet. And then one other cat texted me, a little young loan officer. He's like, man, I'm catching up to you. See these socks? And it's funny, when he texted me that, I was literally at the store and I took a picture. I was like, dude, I'm at the register right now with 6 joints that you can't see, man. I was like, work hard, a little young grasshopper. So my socks is my new thing that I just mix. I don't care. Like, I got a whole line of Sesame Street joints, Operation, and what I wear yesterday, Candyland. and so we did a seminar yesterday, and dudes on Instagram, it was for millennials. They like flames on my socks and stuff. So that's my thing now.
Yo, it's funny you said somebody wanted to battle. My job hired this nigga a couple of years ago. He was like, yo, I see like low. He was like, yo, we should battle. I'm like, nigga, stop. Like, here's the thing. Like, unless you are like a certified Brooklyn lowlife, or you're just rich and you can just buy a whole damn store, nigga, you're not fucking with me. And I mean, it may have lasted a week, but it literally was like, until somebody has to repeat shit. I'm like, bro, we gonna be here for at least 65 days. So, and that's whatever season you want to go to. I'll wear enough shirts without having to repeat until we back in the motherfucker, until it's cold again. And they just kill me with I want to battle you. Like, what? Nigga, 45.
The thing that they don't know too is they spend a lot way more for their socks than I do, but I just know where to go.
And again, Vern, that's a key point. Like I said, the low, I almost never have paid 100%. Nigga, I am the biggest Macy's.com waiting for a sale, getting a passcode. Nigga, I am plugged the fuck out. Don't think because I'm rocking a $300 shirt, it costs $300.
Right.
I don't have $300.
Yeah, you be emailing niggas the code. I'll be like, go ahead, kill. Yeah.
I be sharing the love. Like, yo, I ain't no snitch. I'm like, yo, like my man's wife called me once, like, yo, Kill, you got any codes? I'm trying to get something for his birthday, and we ain't got like that right now. Yo, boom, there you go. That's 60% off for you, baby. There you go. So, what about you? Rocking anything different, or what style you got?
Right, I'm because I got a little slender. I'm a little hyped that I maybe get these jackets. I just copped the Karl Lagerfeld jacket. Looks fly. So I'm really like, now I'm into jackets, like particularly like for the fall and the spring. I know you can't really rock them in the summer. I always felt like winter jackets would look too bulky, but jackets are kind of my thing now. I don't really rock them too different. I just like the way they fit on me now because, it wasn't always like that.
I feel you good. One of the things I want to say about hip hop fashion is like I miss when it used to just be simple. Like, this is the ultra magnetic MCs. Like,
yeah, them Adidas shirts like that. Yeah, they got on my shoes.
It's crazy, but when you look at what everybody else got on, it looked like they just went in their closet and just pulled out what they had. Like, or look at Heavy D. This dude just got on a striped shirt. Like, it's just. I mean, you look at this nigga Greg Nice got on a Lee t-shirt. You know what I mean? And Just Ice got on a sleeping bag t-shirt like that. And for gas, there's the Coca-Cola joints. You know what I mean? So
just to be glad, dressing like dressing like the Furious 5 hasn't come back, but it has.
It has, yeah.
Here's the wild part. This young dude was telling me he doesn't like 3000 like that. And I'm like, I get it, but I don't get it. I get it because you're 10 years younger than me, so that means you fell in love with hip hop in like 94 when everything was Heineken's, blunts, and guns. You know what I mean? I remember them Grandmaster Furious 5. Y'all think I ain't had a goddamn little bracelet with the studs on it? Like, yo, I was trying to dress like that.
You had the Stevie J bracelet?
Bro, I had the Stevie J bracelet, bro. I had the Davy Crockett hat that Buffy from the Fat Boys used to wear with the tail, bro. Like, yo, anything that I saw in a hip hop movie, where do you think I got the Pumas from? Beach Street. Like, I saw Lee and I was like, boom, Pumas. You know what I mean? Like, Crush Crew. This nigga got on a Davy Crockett hat. Shit looks stupid, but I'm gonna buy the Davy Crockett hat. So
you rock Kangos?
That what happened?
You ever rock Kangos?
Hell yeah, man. I mean, LL. I never. You know what?
No. Like Kumo D Kango.
Kumo D. Nah, not that type.
Okay.
I wore the flop. I didn't have the floppy LL one. I had like the hard joint. Like, if y'all remember, like there was the floppy LL Kango, and then there was like more of a harder one. Like, I had that.
The Big wore those too.
Yeah, keep in mind, like, this was all dangerous. Like, keep in mind, we talking the 80s where you would get robbed for your Kangol. You would get turned upside down for your Adidas with no shoestrings, because that just made it that easier for niggas to take them off your feet if there ain't no shoestrings in them. I would say the thing that I kind of rock different, back in the day, being in the hats, if y'all remember the Jazzy Jeff Starter commercial, he'd be like, first you bend the hat.
Yeah.
Flip the hat, and then you wear. So, you know, but even now, my teens mess with me. They be like, Mr. Kill, why your hat so big? You know, and I'm like, that's just my shit. Like, leave me alone. Like, I like big hats. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? And with the brim still fresh out the box or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's just me. My teens make fun of me all the time. Yow, next time you see me, the jean game is gonna look different, man.
I appreciate you. Look.
It's gonna look different, man. Like, but I looked at a video of me, and I was like, God damn, my jeans are big. Like, are they that big? Like, yeah, they are that big. And I was like,
Quiet as Kept wife mentioned it the other day. She said she's rolling through pictures. She was looking at Nay. You know, she's in love with Nay. So she said, "Damn, Kill got them big ass jeans on." I was
yeah. So the new jeans. It took me a while, but the new jeans are here. We're here. You know what I mean? It you get to that old man phase where you kind of like
gotta fall out.
In a minute, it's just gonna be skinny or big.
Yeah.
Not gonna be no in between, and I can't be. It's like you see them old dudes at the barbecues with them sandals on. You know what I mean? Like there's just like this. Where, yeah, exactly, and you just like. So I'm hoping these new jeans, you know, make it happen. Prayerfully.
It was that big?
I don't. Here's the thing. Personally, I don't think they were that big. They were on my waist. You know what I mean?
You look like Joe Santana with the bandana and the hat.
I used to rock over my phone booth. You know what I mean? So I needed something. So I didn't think so. My teams make fun of me all the time. You know. So, but we gonna see. I got some. I'm premiering them on Saturday. You know, because I was gonna premiere them today, but then I was like, if they look too tight on me and I'm already in DC, then I'm stuck. So let me premiere them on a weekend, you know, when I'm just out, and if they start to feel too tight, because they feel tight, you know what I mean? But they're not too, neither here nor there. Gadget, give them all the good stuff, good brother.
All social media at Digital Hustler, spelled correctly. My clothing line is dirtyavenueclothing.com.
Tell them what you got. You got the t-shirts, you got the hats, everything.
T-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, everything.
All right, no doubt. Porsche, give them everything.
Twitter, yeah, you already know. Twitter is at @SherShaylaPorsche.
All right, no doubt. Vay, give them everything, good brother.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Vegas World INC, and you can check out my podcast, Hip Hop Now podcast, all about news and perspectives in the hip hop culture.
All right, Vern, the closer. What's good?
All right, Instagram V the Lone Closer, Twitter VChandler10.
All right, yeah, give them everything. When's the album dropping, man?
So I don't have a date for the album.
Oh God!
Just hold up. I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna go through it. So first of all, my name is Yao G's. Hit me on Twitter, Yao Music. IG is also Yao Music.
Spell Yao.
YAW. Yao. Actually, this is because I can make my first announcement about my album here. I don't have a date yet, but the album is right now in mixing and mastering right now. So it'll be done. It'll be officially done soon, and I'll have a date that'll come out shortly thereafter. I'm not gonna wait months and months to have some big rollout. I'll probably shoot a video to come out with it. The album is called YAW. It's called You're All Welcome. It's a play off of if you guys know the movie King of New York. If you know the line, you know what I'm talking about. If not, research. Kill is on there. Kill got the intro. For those of you familiar, DJ Rec is on the album. A couple other cats that I've worked with. So there's a dope project for people hearing. So I'm excited for y'all to hear it.
All right, no doubt. And how did the NBA draft thing come together that you premiered today?
So just being into the TV business for so many years, I just have contacts. Just have people have just moved places and here and there. So they contacted me. One of the guys I used to work with way back in the day contacted me, says he's looking for something. Where's the paperwork? That means
ain't no home business. Yeah.
And everything worked out. So that's on my Twitter page right now. You can go check that out. It's also on Yahoo Sports page, Yahoo Sports on their Twitter page as well. Shout out to Tim Hines, Matt Collette for the look.
Your song is on there?
Yeah, and he killed it. It's so dope.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
For the
It's
NFL
dope.
draft tonight. It's on my Twitter page now, so you can go check that out.
All right, no doubt. What is my Twitter? My Twitter is Kill Apartment 5B.
Changed it.
No, nigga,
had to.
I was in jail, nigga. Like Twitter got me hemmed up from some copyright shit, man.
Really?
Yeah, like they doing a huge crackdown now, like literally, man, like for bullshit. Like I was cutting my teens here, and I put J. Cole's Power Trip in the background, and they banged me for that.
They gotta chill, bro. People just trying to enjoy their life, man. That's all people trying to do, dog.
I mean, and the crazy thing that they sent me, there's literally hundreds of names of people who are getting dinged, and I'm like, let me just click on and see what somebody had Drake's back to back, like as a graduation video, like just had the music in the background as just background music, and they're banging you for that. So hopefully I'll get out of that. But so it's Kill APT 5B, Kill 889 still on IG. My man Jamal Gasol, me and my man Keystar produced it. No Joy Without Pain Part 3. Like I said, it's doing great on Bandcamp. One of the top 10 hip hop albums of May. Me and Vegas album, Keep Calm, We Brought Friends. We're almost done. Vegas, let me hear some more stuff that's sounding crazy. I'm on Yao's album, my young boy Mousse, Adolescent Tape, coming out June 30th. I'm telling y'all, this young boy is nice. He's 18. He's nice. We got some joints. Prayerfully, y'all will dig it. We'll make beats for food. Y'all already know what it is. I will catch y'all next week, y'all.
See ya.